Welcome back to New Teacher Talk. I'm Dr. Beth.
And I'm Dr. Anna. Today we are wrapping up our season in the best possible way.
We are, because today's episode is all about summer, and not just summer in a rest and recharge kind of way, though that absolutely matters.
We're talking about the kind of summer that sets you up, the kind where you do a little bit of thinking, a little bit of planning, and arrive in August feeling ready instead of rattled.
If you are heading into your first classroom this fall or your second, or you are returning after some time away, this episode is for you.
We've put together a focused, doable list of things you can do over the summer to make your first days and first weeks so much stronger. Nothing overwhelming, and nothing that requires a trip to the teacher's supply store in July.
Just smart preparation, spread out, done at your own pace. So let's get into it.
The first thing we want to talk about is your classroom itself. If you can get into your building before the school year starts, do it, even once.
And when you do, bring your phone. Take pictures and videos of everything. The storage, the shelves, the closets, the wall space, the outlets. Bring your measuring tape too. Measure the teacher desk, the student desks, and any large pieces of furniture.
You want to be able to think about the room when you're not in it, because the planning you do at your kitchen table is a lot easier when you can actually remember what you're working with.
And while you're thinking about the room, think about it through a management lens too. Where will you position yourself so you can see every student? Are there traffic flow problems just waiting to happen? Where do your students enter? Where do they pick up materials? And where do they turn things in?
These things seem like logistics, but they're actually management. A room that is thoughtfully arranged prevents a surprising amount of problems before they start. Think the pencil sharpener.
While you're there, grab any curriculum materials that are available that you know you'll want to look over. Bring them home. Give yourself time to get familiar with them.
And here's a rule we want you to hold on to this summer. Don't buy anything yet. Seriously, not yet.
And here's the reason why. This is the summer for brainstorming, not purchasing. Think about how you want to organize your materials. Are you going to use bins, binders, baskets, folders?
Think about your classroom theme before you start gathering anything. Once you have a direction, keep an eye on buy nothing groups and Facebook Marketplace. People leave the profession, people clean out their houses. There are great finds out there if you're not in a rush.
And you won't be in a rush because you started thinking about it in June instead of August. Okay, this is the segment we feel most strongly about, and we want to say it clearly up front. Focus on systems, not content.
Yes. Your curriculum will get covered. You'll figure out pacing. What new teachers consistently underestimate is how much thinking and detail goes into a smoothly run classroom. This is the work that makes everything else possible.
And we mean that. A well-managed classroom does not happen by accident. It is designed. Every routine, every transition, every expectation has been thought through in advance by the teacher standing in that room.
So let's start with the foundation. Before you think about your own classroom rules and expectations, get to know your school's rules. Read the student handbook, talk to colleagues, find out what the school-wide norms are around hallway behavior, phone policies, dress code, discipline procedures.
Your classroom management plan needs to align with those school-wide expectations. You are not operating in isolation. You are part of a system, and students need to see that your classroom is consistent with what they experience everywhere else in that building.
And once you know the school's framework, then you build yours on top of it. Think about your daily routine. What will the first 5 minutes of class look like? What about transitions between activities? How will students enter? How will they exit? And how will they get your attention?
Speaking of getting your attention, think carefully this summer about what kind of attention getting signals feel right for you. A call and response, a countdown, a sound cue. Have a few options ready because what works for you may not work for every group of students you work with.
And over the summer, read or listen to something specifically about classroom management. Check out episode 145 of New Teacher Talk, Building Community Through Structure, Essential Classroom Management Techniques with Kwame Sarfo-Mensah. It's chock full of ideas. We'll put it into the show notes for quick access. Think about what kind of teacher you want to be. Your management approach should reflect your values, not just a set of rules you found on Pinterest that looked cute.
You really want to write out your routines, map them, because once you have a picture of what you want the day to feel like, you can think about how to introduce those routines and, just as importantly, how you will practice them with your students until they really become automatic.
And that word practice, I'll say it again, practice is key. You will need to teach your routines the same way you teach content. Don't assume students know how you want things to go. Show them. Have them rehearse it. Reteach it when it breaks down.
I completely agree. That's just great advice. Now, think about involving your students in setting classroom expectations. Research is very clear that when students have a voice in the norms of a classroom, they are far more invested in upholding them.
And you know, Beth, Kwame speaks about that in that podcast too.
He does.
And think through consequences with the same level of care. What will you do when expectations aren't met? Have a framework. Know your response before you need it, because in the moment, you will not have time to figure it out.
Also, think about the small systems that keep a classroom running smoothly. A jobs system, so your students have ownership and responsibility. A system for knowing who is in your room at any given time. And a process for turning in work, for getting materials, for what students do when they finish early.
And one more practical piece, mock up a subplan this summer. Just the basics. Find a format you like and fill in what you can now, so it's not a scramble the first time you need it.
A smoothly run classroom is built before your first student ever walks through the door. Systems come first, content follows. Always remember that. The thinking you do this summer is the foundation or infrastructure for which everything else runs.
And you know, teaching is not a solo act. Before the school year begins, reach out to your team.
Such as your grade level colleagues, your department, your instructional coach if you have one, even a quick email or text that says, "Hey, I'm looking forward to working with you this year," goes a long way.
And think about how your classroom community will begin on day one. The first week of school is really its own curriculum. It's about getting to know each other, learning how to work together, and establishing your presence as the leader.
Some additional advice you may want to consider is this. Have a few community building activities planned and be ready to go before you ever set foot in the building in August. Don't improvise this. It matters way too much.
One small but useful tip, consider starting with an alphabetical seating chart. It gives you a systematic way to learn names quickly. You can absolutely adjust it later, but having that first map helps you get to know students faster, especially if you have multiple classes. It shows your students that organization matters.
I couldn't agree more. Your relationships with students start before you ever meet them. The intention you bring to that planning shows up in the room each and every time.
And we are not going to let you leave this episode without talking about you, not just the teacher version of you, you.
This summer is the time to figure out your self-care routine for the school year. Not perfectly, not rigidly, but intentionally. Because here's what we know. Teachers who do not take care of themselves in the year one often do not make it to year three. That's just the reality of things.
And it's not meant to scare you. We're trying to be honest with you. The demands of this job are real. And the teachers who sustain themselves are the ones who treat their own well-being as part of the job, not something they get to after the job is done.
So think about what that looks like for you. And yes, we mean something as practical as lunch. What will you eat? Where will you store it? Will you need a mini fridge or microwave if your school allows it?
This sounds almost too simple to say out loud, but it makes a real difference. Hungry, tired teachers are not their best selves. Take care of that right now.
If you want a mini fridge or microwave for your classroom, check with your school first to see if they are allowed. If so, we suggest you start hunting on Facebook Marketplace now, not the weekend before the school year starts. Summer is when the deals are there.
And practice your meal prep routine. Even a few Sundays of trial and error will tell you what actually works for your week.
Every small thing you do for yourself this summer is a gift to the teacher you'll be in October when things start to get hard.
Okay, let's bring it home. Here's your summer checklist all in one place.
I'll start. Visit your classroom when you can. Photograph everything. Think about your room arrangement through a management lens and take the curriculum home. Don't buy anything yet, just observe and brainstorm.
Get to know your school's rules and build your classroom management plan to align with them. Map your routines. Think through your expectations, your consequences, and your attention-getting signals. Draft a basic subplan. Decide on a job system, no matter what age your students are. Remember, systems first, content follows.
Don't forget to reach out to your team. Plan community building activities for the first week of school. Think alphabetical for your first seating chart.
And read or listen to something about classroom management this summer. Listen to a series of episodes. Number 177, 181, 183, and 191 for some inspiration. We'll add those links to the show notes as well. Think carefully about the kind of teacher you want to be.
And be sure to take care of yourself. Nail down a meal prep routine. Handle the logistics so they don't handle you.
Do a little bit at a time all summer long. Future you will be so grateful.
And one more thing before we go. We are so proud of this community of teachers. If you've been listening this season, thank you. Truly thank you from both of us.
And we are also taking some time this summer to rest, refresh, and get ready for what we think is going to be a really exciting new season. We will be back with our new season of fresh episodes on August 3rd.
We'll have some of your favorite contributors returning as podcasters and some new voices we really cannot wait for you to meet. It's going to be a great new season.
And in the meantime, we will absolutely be active on our socials throughout the summer. Come find us, say hello, and let us know how your summer prep is going.
So stay in touch, take care of yourselves, have a great summer. You've got this. We'll see you on Monday, August 3rd.